Tataka siguro siya. Laki na tiyan ngayon.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, you are watching, or if you're listening to the podcast, you're listening to the Dog Behind the Human podcast with me, your host, Dog Coach Francis. And today we have a special guest. Kasi first time, meron tayong guest dito talaga. Hindi po human, pero ito na yun, the real deal. Isa pong aso. At anong aso siya? Isa siyang Welsh Corgi. Ano ba yung Welsh Corgi? Ito, sikat na breed ng aso. Ang tawag ko dito, mga low riders. Kasi nga, maikli ang kanilang paa. Usually color white. And ang mga colors nila can range from the lemony side into a black or white dog. These are hunting or these are herding type of dogs. Meron kasing isang Instagram profile na sikat na sikat. Okay? Actually, gaano kasikat to? Tignan nga natin yun. No? Ipa-flash ko sa screen yung yung profile ng sikat na corgi nito. Okay? Tignan natin. Okay? Pero kayo, sa mga nakikinig, hulaan nyo, sino kaya itong sikat na corgi na to? Alright? Alright, so there. Ang makikita nyo ngayon sa screen is the profile of a very cute Pembroke Welsh Corgi under the handle name Logan the Welsh. And hindi kayo maniniwala dito. Kung titingnan nyo ang Instagram following ng Dog Coach Francis, hindi pa umaabot ng 10K to. With Logan, he has a whopping 46.5K followers. All right. 46.5 thousand followers. How cool is that? At hindi lang ito sa Philippines, pero all over the world. And it's just really amazing na isang aso na nakatira sa Pilipinas ay napakasikat sa Instagram community. Hindi ko alam kung paano nangyari to. So, yun ang malalaman natin ngayon. Tatanungin natin ang kanilang pet parents na si Mong at saka si Ruth. Okay? So, without further ado, let's call on the stream Mong and Ruth and of course, ang kanilang very cute na Pembroke Welsh Corgi, Logan the Welsh. Hello! Ayan. All right. Ayan,
Hi!
Hello!
there you go. Nandiyan si Logan.
Tataka siya.
Ano nangyayari, di ba? Bakit? What are we doing here? Di ba? Ang cute talaga niya. Gawin niya ulit yung kanina behind the scene yun, parang nagpe-pray. Ano ba yung
Siya
ginagawa
yun
niya?
eh. Mag-isa eh.
So, walang
On
command
his own.
on.
Wala.
Alright. Ayan. Very cute. Ayan. Thank you so much, Logan, sa pagtanggap ng ating invite. Di ba? And of course, dahil hindi po makakapagsalita si Logan, nandito ang kanyang mga representative. Ang kanyang mga representative and speaker is
Ayan
ang
na,
kanyang
coach.
pet mom.
Nabibeg na. Gusto niya ng belly rub. Binibelly rub ko kasi sa ilalim.
Ganun. Okay. Of course, pet parents, Mong and Ruth. Greet nyo muna ang ating mga viewers and listeners to the podcast.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hi!
Okay. Thank you. So, siguro simulan na natin. Okay? Simulan nyo muna siguro, ano ba yung profession nyo? Sino ba yun, sino muna yung pet parents ni Logan? Ruth and Mong, tell us a little bit about yourself muna.
Mauna na ako, coach. for past 10 years, my work is with project development. So I build hotels and resorts for a real estate company. Pero at the moment, just recently, focused muna ako sa own venture. So you know of Fluffy Bot PH, which is yung natural pet care line, and a few other ventures. So adventure year ko to. Ikaw mo.
Ako
Wow.
naman, yeah.
Okay.
Ako naman, I've been an
So,
architect for the past 10 years. Siguro for the past 2 years, nag-solo lang ako. So, I'm doing my own projects now. And I'm designing houses, offices, restaurants, ganyan.
baba mo na
Yan,
namin
diba?
si Logan. ah.
Ayaw na niya eh. Medyo nahihirapan.
Puro balahibo na
Mabigat.
eh.
All right. Okay. So, so parang parehas kayong in line dun sa work kung tutusin, no? So, both
Actually,
design and build.
building
Okay.
is
All right. So, paano yun naman, well, what made you decide muna to get a dog? Okay? Bakit naisip nyo ba bigla, okay, let's get a dog? Or mahilig na ba talaga
Yeah.
kayo sa aso growing up?
At the time na we considered getting a dog, 1 year into solo living na kami sa condo. So ako personally, I've always grown up with dogs sa family. So definitely when I moved out, I really wanted a dog. Pero we were not sure if we were ready for the responsibilities. Kaya it took us a year to consider our options and decide if we were ready or not.
Okay. Mong, ikaw naman,
Ganun
mahilig
din,
ka na ba
coach.
sa aso?
Basically, nung growing up, meron kami laging Labrador. Hindi ko alam kung bakit Labrador lagi yung binibili or kinukuha ng... Kasi, I think nag-adopt lang kami or nagsucirculate din lang sa family yung puppies, tapos may extra si Tito, ganyan. So, puro Labrador talaga yung aso namin growing up. And yun, talaga, from the start, simula bata pa lang talaga, meron ng aso sa bahay. So, yun nga, like si Ruth, parang merong something missing nga kapag walang aso na naghihintay sa'yo at the end of the day. So, I guess yun yung one of the main reasons.
Okay. So, syempre, ang sunod na tanong dyan is, bakit Pembroke Welsh Corgi? Meron naman cardigan Corgi, di ba? So, bakit Pembroke Welsh Corgi?
So to be honest, coach, ang pag-shortlist namin medyo tungkol sa cuteness ng aso. to be honest, hindi pa namin naisip nung time na yon. For example, adopting a dog, etc. So at that time, we were considering either a Frenchie or a Corgi. Pero syempre, in terms of our considerations, we also thought about like, kunyari, the space we have, it's a 1-bedroom condo only. So, medyo out of the list na sa amin yung large dogs. And then, in terms of temperament and in terms of yung energy level ng dog, we also needed a dog na parang maybe twice a day na walking, kaya na. Yung mga ganong considerations. And then, by chance na lang din, yung intern ko nung time na yon, yung dad niya was apparently a Corgi breeder. Kasi we were giving up na kasi hindi kami makahanap ng puppies kasi nung time na yon, hindi kami familiar sa online community. So we didn't know about the Facebook groups, etc. So wala kami mahanap na puppies. And then biglang nung nag-small talk kami nung intern ko, breeder pala yung dad niya. So yun.
Alright. So breeder, doon din ba nakuha si Logan doon sa breeder na internet to?
Siya rin na yun?
Siya yun.
Basically, yung guy, in-invite niya kami to see the dogs. And sa may, I forget ko saan yung lugar, pero nung pagdating namin doon, puro corgi. Ang dami nilang doggies, tas yung mga corgi nila talagang ang gaganda nung...
So first time namin makakita ng corgi in person. So, at first, we were just visiting. So, parang no 100% intent to get any dog. Parang sabi lang sa amin, bisita kayo. So, of course, there was no way na we wouldn't end up getting one.
lalo na nung nakita namin si Logan. Si Logan kasi parang, yung mga corgis dun sa bahay niya, medyo, parang, hindi naman sa matanda, no? Pero hindi na sila puppies as hindi na
And
si
hindi
Asiangas
makukulit.
Logan. O, so hindi sila makulit lahat. So, nung lumabas si Logan, siya yung laging humihingi ng treat dun sa owner. Yung treat pa niya dati, yung
Cream cheese.
cream cheese. So, medyo social yung treat niya nun. So, hingi siya ng hingi dun sa owner.
And siya talaga
So,
yung lumalapit sa amin.
Oo.
So parang, honestly, nung time na yon hindi siya ganun ka-cute. So, like all the adult corgis were so cute. Si Logan, medyo ugly duckling. Pero, so inisip ko pa kung magiging cute ba to. As in, sobrang tagal kong fear na hindi siya magiging cute ever. Naging cute naman.
in-explain din sa amin na nasa ugly face. May ugly face daw talaga yun.
Pero dapat naman any dog is okay.
Alright, sige. Ano siguro, no? Yun dun sa corgi, no? Ang dami ko na rin nakuha ng corgi, pero, or na-train, okay? Tutusin, karamihan dito sa mga naturuan ko ng mga corgi, laging nire-reference tong si Logan, no? So, ano natin is, kumusta ba yung, si Logan growing up from nakuha niyo siya ilang buwan? 2 months siguro or 3 months?
Medyo
How was
matanda na,
Logan?
coach.
7 months,
Oh.
coach. Nakuha namin siya 7 months.
Okay, bakit 7 months?
Nagkataon lang talaga, coach, nung bumisita kami dun sa breeder. 7, basic hindi siya kasi binebenta nung mas bata pa siya dahil sinasali yata siya sa mga competition. So, I guess, nung nanalo na siya, parang may ibang project na yung breeder siguro or something. So, nag-decide siyang i-offer na si Logan to buyers.
And I think the good breeders, they don't just sell to anyone. They also assess yung owner. So hindi basta may gustong bumili, they say yes. So I see that a lot with him. Parang kaya hesitant din ako na to give his contact info basta-basta sa ibang tao because I know nakikilatisin niya muna yung gustong kumuha dun sa dog. And I think that's what a responsible breeder should do.
Alam mo, since sinabi mo sa akin yung ganyang kwento, mas maganda siguro ibigay mo yung number at hayaan mong pakilatin sila. Kasi that's very important para matuto sila na ang isang matinong breeder, hindi niya basta-basta ipamimigay ang kanyang mga puppies. No? You have, para sabi niya,
Yes.
dadaan ka sa butas ng karayom
Yes.
para makakuha ka ng litter niya. I think that's a good practice.
Yes.
And it's a practice na kailangan matutunan ng karamihan ng mga breeders at saka yung mga meron interest na kumuha ng Welsh or kahit na anong breed ng aso.
Agree.
Mismo maging critical kung teka, binebenta lang ata ako to, pero pera lang ata, baka magkaroon ng problema ako in the future just because the dog has not bred right. Diba?
Yeah.
Agree.
Okay.
Yes.
So, pero, kamusta naman si Logan growing up? Ano ba yung temper
Nung first years niya with us, medyo the first year medyo okay. As in, very sweet, ganyan.
First few
And
months
then,
lang.
first 3 months. And then, nung nasanay siya ng konti, dun lumabas yung pagka-protective niya towards si Ruth mainly. Dun nag-manifest yung meron siyang mga problems na with other dogs. Medyo territorial siya, very protective siya sa amin as his owners.
Yeah.
And napansin namin na hindi talaga siya masaya playing with other dogs kasi nga medyo aggressive talaga siya. Yeah. So hindi na namin
Actually,
siya masyadong napapalaro.
hindi lang coach with other dogs Like there was a time na when we would walk, it was so stressful kasi tinatahulan niya lahat ng tao. Sobrang dami kong dalang liver para lang ma-distract siya habang nag-walk kami because it was so stressful. He was barking at everyone. Nakakaya pa kasi syempre, corgi, so gustong lapitan ng mga tao. Pero talagang galit sa mundo.
Yung tipong nagbabubble na talaga.
Yeah, so parang 7 to 11 months maybe, he was okay. He was turning 8 when we got him. And then, nung mag-1 year old talaga siya, talagang, oh my gosh, nag-ibang aso. It was such a stressful period.
Okay. teka, before we move on, babatiin ko lang yung mga nanonood sa live stream. So, kung kayo gusto niyo magpabati sa live stream, ngayon na. Kasi mamaya, maaga natin tatapusin ang ating live stream at i-continue namin ang kwentuhan off the FB Live. Okay? Para meron kayong motivation na panoorin or pakinggan ang ating live or ang ating podcast sa Spotify, sa Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, at saka mga iba pang avenues or podcast platforms. Ano lang, remind ko lang, Mong and Ruth, medyo narinig ko kasi yung scratching ng mic. Siguro pwedeng hawakan na lang natin na nag-scratch yung
Yan.
mic ng
Sorry.
shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, ayan. Sige. Pero ang ganda ng mga kwento nyo about Logan na medyo nakaka-stress. Saan ba kayo nagkikwentuhan? Saan kayo naglalakad? Kasi ito, nanonood si Patricia Aguinaldo, Stephanie Lorenzo. Ito, kakasali lang si Valerie Ann. Ayan. Siguro gusto nilang malaman, saan ba kayo naglalakad? Gaano ka-stressful yun na kailangan nyo pa magdala ng maraming treats?
Up around the compound dito sa
BGC.
sa BGC. Basically yung mga gustong marami kasing bata dito sa area. So sila yung mainly gustong lumapit kay Logan, mag-pet, mag-hi. Pero yun nga, kailangan talaga namin distract
Hindi
si
pero naalala mo
Logan.
dati. Dati, coach, ano pa namin, gagawin namin madaling araw para hindi masyado nakakahiya.
Oo nga.
Malay ba namin tuwing madaling araw, dun yung dagsaan ng mga construction workers?
Oo.
Yun yung profile nung ayaw ni Logan. Yung basta parang, yung may cap, yung mga ganon, yun yung ayaw niya talaga. May malaking buhat, ayaw niya yun. So, as in buong madaling araw na umiikot kami, tinatahulan niya lahat ng tao. As in lahat.
Pero at least nalaman namin yung mga
Stressful.
profile na lagi niyang tinatahulan.
Yeah, as in, walang kwentang madaling araw.
Okay. So kahit
Yeah.
anong oras pala, no? Meron pa rin siyang...
Yeah, meron siyang mahanap. Yeah.
Alright. That is unfortunate. Pero siguro sa mga nakikinig ng podcast natin, ginagawa natin, ganun din yung aso ko. Anong gagawin ko muna? Well, tama yung ginawa ni Mong at saka Ruth. No? Parang you try to find a workaround kung saan or kung anong oras kayo pwede maglakad. Pero kung ganun naman, na meron pa din silang makikita na nai-stress sila, well, baka kailangan nila talaga din ng training, no? So, ganon. At saka ang mga aso, huwag niyong expect na lahat ng klaseng tao, lahat ng suot natin, okay lang sa kanila. 'Di ba? Merong mga ibang aso na nawi-weirduhan sila na yon parang construction profile. Sabi siguro ni Logan, sino kayo? Ang weird niyo naman. Bakit nakakapit sa ulo or baka hoodie pa. Si Stark, yung aso namin at ni Logan dito, ayaw niya dati na naka-hoodie, nawi-weirduhan siya. So, siguro, I can just imagine kung ano yung
Yeah.
itsura ni Logan na malaki yung tapos tumatahol na nag-freak out din siya kung totoo.
Yeah.
Alright. So, yung what made you decide na parang, kumuha ng training? Kasi sa mga hindi nakakaalam, nag-enroll po si Logan the Welsh sa ating boarding school program. Pero can you remind me bakit kayo napunta sa atin? Or mayroon pa bang ibang training na nakuha na si Logan on trying to address the issue?
Bago siya naging star pupil sa program ni Coach
Huwag mo na sabihin
Francis.
kung hindi yun.
Hindi na papangalanan.
So basically, meron siyang naging trainer before sa around the area lang, pero parang hindi nag-agree sa kanya tsaka sa amin yung method.
Yeah.
Nangyari parang yun nga, after testing it out, hindi na namin nakuha yung results na gusto naming makita sana. And even yung part kasi ng training is gagawin namin on our own para may homework kami basically. Pero yun nga, hindi namin nagagawa. Parang kulang hindi siya hands-on experience eh. Yun, so nung...
Kasi it was a weekly thing. It was a weekly thing. May homework lang kami before seeing each other again. Which we try to do naman yung homework. Pero I guess, to be fair to that person, maybe at that time, peak din yung hormones ni Logan, etc. So parang hindi enough yung training na yon to address the issues with Logan. So but that person was the one who also recommended having Logan neutered, which we parang ang tagal din namin pinag-isipan and we decided to do it, and we'd like to think na it also helped. Tas
Okay,
nun
good.
coach, yung leading to your yung pag-enroll na niya sa inyo, he was already 3 years old at the time. So, yung nag-lapse na time between the first trainer and your training was 3 years old. So, medyo nung time na yun, hindi na kami that hopeful about parang calming him down. Because by the time na 3 years old siya, medyo may following na siya sa Instagram nun eh. So, nakakaya, gusto nila mag-meet and greet. Isip namin, hala, kagatin kayo niyan. Hindi na siya nangangagat.
Yun pa naman yung time na
Nananahol lang.
yun pa naman yung time na nauuso na yung mga bazaar.
Oo.
So lagi kami na pupunta sa bazaar, ganyan, sinasama namin si Logan. Pero as much as possible, nilalayo talaga namin siya with other people.
Yeah. So I had no idea about the boarding school parang option. I wish we knew it. We had known earlier. Sana talaga.
Alright, okay. Na-curious tuloy ako kasi sa akin mamaya after ng recording
Pa natin
natin.
nalaman.
Anyway, so ganun pala yung ugali ni Logan, no? So mataas ang kanyang stress, no? So
Yeah.
naalala ko naman nung dumating si Logan, no? Naalala niyo yun, yung first time niya
Yes.
drop
Super nalala.
sa school. Ewan ko kung parehas tayo ng naalala, pero naalala ko nun, sinugod niya si
Stark.
ata.
Si Stark.
No?
Super.
Alam mute, ang laki-laki niya. Parang kita lang ata si Logan.
Correct.
Nasa tuhod lang siya ni Stark.
Tsaka naglalaway na, alam mo yun, sa galit.
Oo. So,
Yeah.
over to the top ang kanyang stress. No?
Yes.
So, pero eventually, yung because of the training and then, syempre, yung dedication ni Ruth in trying to address the issue, eventually, nakatulong naman yung training natin dito. Pero there was still a lot of work that you have to do after the program, di ba? So, ano yung mga
Yeah.
ibang pinagdaanan nyo noong after na ng program natin dito? Siguro, kamusta siya pagpasok at paglabas? And then, ano pa yung mga ibang tinrabaho nyo after?
I think yung main na development after is the obedience eh. I think more than anything else. And when people ask about it also, it's the obedience. Meaning na kami din, we're so much more confident that we can control him because nakikinig na siya. And as in, parang now, we cannot force him to like other dogs eh. Parang we have accepted na hindi niya love na love ang ibang aso. So, some dogs, like kunyari, yung mga playmates niya na family dogs namin, he can tolerate them. He can play with them for a few minutes. But after a while, gusto niya magsolo. And we respect that about him. Yan yung personality niya eh. Pero, ang importante is, kunyari, may nag-walk kami. And then may ibang dog. Kahit malaking dog pa yan. Confident ako. I will tell him, leave it. And the dog can pass nang hindi siya tumatahol. Hindi siya masyado sumusunod kay Mong.
ako kasi ako yung good cop, si Ruth yung bad cop lagi.
And I think mas malalim boses ko kay Mong, kaya sumusunod sa
Alright. Okay. So, yung ang ginawa natin dito, curious siguro, Coach, nag-train kayo dito, anong ginawa nyo? Marami kaming ginawa, pero yung highlight natin, guys, kaya tayo nagtuturo ng basic obedience sa aso. Okay? So we can communicate to them. I think this is take away ni Logan. We taught Logan
Yes.
how to communicate back to us. And
Correct.
understand na parang aso yan, they have their own thoughts, they have their own
Yeah.
na hindi sa lahat ng bagay, ito yung parang Disneyland approach na parang lahat friends nila na never sila magkakaroon ng kaaway, no? Pero
Tama.
reality is each dog is different. The same thing
Yeah.
that each Welsh corgi that you would meet would have their own temperament or predisposition na hindi na yung iba super friendly, yung iba medyo mas matapang, yung iba mas territorial ng kaunti. So, yun ang na-identify natin kay Logan kung ano yun kailangan niya on how to communicate. So, nung after ng program natin, naturuan natin siya ng obedience at medyo nasanay na siya ng konti sa mas maraming aso. Ano pa yung mga ibang
Yes.
trabaho or mga ibang challenges na hinarap nyo? Kasi sabi nyo, sumisikat na yung Instagram account niya at mamaya pag-uusapan natin yung sa Instagram account niya. Pero behind the scene, behind the glamour and the cute photos and the interactions na nakikita nila sa Logan the Welsh Instagram account, ano yung mga challenges? Kasi ito yung mga bagay na hindi
Yung
na
refresher.
ng mga pet parents na iba na it takes a lot of work. So ano yung mga trabaho na ginawa nyo?
Siguro like basic commands, we make sure na may refresher siya. Even in terms of socialization, because he's a solo dog in a condo. So there's not a lot of opportunity for him talaga kasi to interact with other dogs. Kaya kahit actually wala kaming trip, minsan we schedule, di ba, lodging with you guys para lang ma-refresh siya na strangers yung dogs na kasama niya because kapag sa amin, comfort zone niya din yun eh. Kilala niya na yung mga aso ng mommy ko. So, for sure, okay siya doon. Tapos, may soft spot din kasi talaga si Logan sa Aspins. For some reason, and feeling ko dahil most Aspins are not dominant, parang because matatakotin di ba yung Aspin. So, feeling ko kaya soft spot niya yun. Kaya at least wala kaming problema sa mga, kunyari, ma-Aspin sa travels, ganyan. Pero yung completely stranger na mga dogs, we have to reintroduce that from time to time. And we're conscious about that.
Ayan. So, ibig
Yun.
sabihin, nakahanap kayo ng balanse doon sa gusto nyo na mangyari.
Mm.
Tapos, ano yung komportable si Logan. Okay? And that's very important. And sabi nyo nga, you're very mindful that you continue the work that we have done.
Mm-mm.
And yung na siguro, I would have to commend you and sa mga nakikinig ng podcast, alam nyo, isa sa mga suki namin yan si Logan. So, saan kayo pupunta? Wala, coach. Doon lang sa bahay. Ha? Si Logan. They make the point na meron maintenance. Kaya
Tama.
tawag namin socialization maintenance or play therapy. Hindi pwedeng siya lang yung mundo niya.
Yes.
So, sinasabi ko nga, if no man is an island, no dog is an island too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kasi magkakaroon ng problema, it's either na matatakotin sila, ang pinakamasama, they will then become dog reactive. So yun yung ginagawa ni Logan dito, naglalaro lang. Sa umpisa, may timid ulit. Tapos pag nag-warm up na siya ulit dun sa mga bagong aso na makikilala niya, tumatakbo na. Relax na. So that's one thing that we love about Logan. Aside from he is, of course, super cute like most Welsh Corgi. Okay? All right. So, meron bang parang favorite na dog si Logan? Parang best niya. Meron ba 'yon?
Actually, coach, marami. Dito sa Serendra, meron siya mga nakakasabay na doggies na never niya tatahulan. Tapos laging nag-shake yung butt niya dun pag nasa-smell niya yung face, yung katawan, ganyan. Pero yung mga yun, hindi siya as good as yung relationship niya with other dogs sa family ni Ruth. Like, yung number one siguro niya na best friend ngayon, si Argo.
GRT ng
siya.
kuya ko.
Oo, so aso siya ng brother ni Ruth. Siya yung lagi naming kasama sa trips. So medyo nagkakasundo na talaga sila ni Logan. Meron na silang sariling play. Alam na nila yung mga red flags ng isa't isa. Alam na nila kung kailan titigil kapag sumasobra na.
Yeah.
So meron na silang, may rapport na sila basically.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Okay. So, yun yung mga kalaro niya, anong mga breed ito na kalaro niya? Ang Aspin?
Maliliit.
Basta any breed na hindi mas malaki sa kanya. So yung usually Shih Tzu, GRT, Frenchie, okay lang din siya.
Tsaka
si
Aspin
Frenchie.
talaga. Love na love.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Basta Aspin. Super love niya.
Okay, kasi merong mga nag-greet dito, no? So, si Rafael Loca, sabi niya,
Hi, Bombi.
hello, friend. Turbo is watching. Ayan. And then, Madeline Tirones says, hi, Mamio and Daddio and Logan. Ayan. So, talaga kayong mga
Love
fan.
nila si Logan.
Oo, okay. So, itong si Logan naman, if Logan, okay, ito maganda tanong to. Favorite ko na tanong to. If Logan was a famous human, kasi sikat nga si Logan, no, sa Instagram, ang gaganda ng mga photos niya, ang gaganda ng mga videos na nilalabas niyo. So, if Logan was a famous human, maybe an actor, maybe, I don't know, politician, or sino kaya si Logan? Ano na-imagine niyo kung actor siya or famous person?
Character na lang.
Basically, coach, yung
Joke lang namin.
personality ni Logan is, I think, very similar to Dennis the Menace. So, ano siya, pilyo siya, and mahilig siya maglaro, and mahilig niyang, medyo sutil talaga lalo na nung puppy, talagang i-bait ka niya to play. And i-test na yung limit mo kung hanggang saan ka papayag. For example, merong isang nangyari before na hindi niya ako sinusunod. So may ginagawa siya sa pawn niya, tapos nung binawalan ko siya, tumakbo siya palayo. Tapos nung hindi ko siya hinabol, bumalik siya sa akin nakatingin, parang tinatanong niya ako, ba't di mo ko hinahabol? Tapos nung nag-fake akong lunge sa kanya, tumakbo ulit siya. Tapos nung di ko ulit tinabol, bumalik pa rin. Parang, asan na? Ganyan.
Yung joke nga namin, coach. Kasi ginagawa namin minsan, parang just to avoid too many dogs when walking. Kasi we walk him twice a day. So morning, tsaka evening. Pero we try to avoid din the crowd.
Yeah.
So late evening kami mag-walk. Tapos napansin namin, yung mga kasabay niya mag-walk, yung mga worry din yung owners. So na-realize namin, lahat kami sa gabi, yung mga umiiwas sa iba. So nagsama-sama kaming yung mga problem child yung wino-walk. So hindi yata good idea.
Aha, okay. So, yung pagka-sutel niya, no, sabi mo, Dennis the Menace. Ano ba yun? Parang until now, simula pagkabata hanggang ngayon, sa palagay mo, nandun pa rin yung parang character niya na niloloko ka o
Meron pa rin,
nakikipagkabulan?
coach. Pero syempre
Oo.
ano na lang, siguro 50% nung puppy siya.
Pero kaya ang galing ng games nila ni Mong eh. He's so smart. Like, kunyari we have this game, Where's Daddy-O? He knows talaga. As in, he knows that he has to look for Mong. So, kahit sa likod ng kortina, sa ibabaw ng kama, sa ilalim ng kama, sa likod ng pinto, he would look. He would search. He knows what the game is. Wherever we are, nasa condo kami, nasa iba. When I say, where's Daddy-O? Hanapin na niya. Diba? He's very smart.
Tapos pag hindi niya ako nakahanap, uiiyak siya. As in, mag-whimper siya hanggang tulungan siya ni Ruth.
Yeah.
Yun yung mga Instagram post niya at stories.
Yeah.
Parang naghahabulan kayo. Yung ba yun?
Yes.
And he knows talaga na his goal is to look for Mong. Super smart.
Napapansin ko kasi parang umiikot lang.
Yeah.
Hindi niya kasi ako mahabol. Basically, tinatry niya akong abutan, pero hindi niya ako maabutan.
That's so cool. Pero yung nga, meron din ako nakikita mga post nyo na pumupunta kayo sa beach.
Ano yung coach?
Medyo nawala ka lang.
Yeah. Meron kayong favorite beach na pinupuntahan ni Logan, tama? Saan ito?
Yes. In Aurora, coach. Sa Dipaculao.
Aurora. So, ano yun? Off-leash ba si Logan doon? Meron din ba? Kasi meron din ako nakikita na parang meron din siyang small dog na best friend doon na
yun si Argo. Dinadala din namin yun. Kasama namin sa trip.
Off-leash sila doon, coach. Off-leash sila.
Kamusta si Logan doon? Ano ba, iba ba yung behavior ni Logan doon sa beach at saka doon sa condo?
Yes. Parang mas active siya doon dahil dito for some reason sa condo, meron na siyang body clock na kapag nandito kami, magnanap lang siya the entire day until kailangan na ulit kumain or mag-walk. Kapag nandun kami sa beach sa Dipaculao, medyo buong araw siya na-activated. Tapos, kung magnanap lang siya, kung pagod na talaga siya, as in, para zeroed out na yung energy niya. So, yun yung main difference sa, yung attitude naman niya towards other people, medyo same.
Same. Yeah.
Same. Nagbabark pa rin siya kapag may dumadaan dun sa may water, ganyan. Stranger.
Okay. Well, siguro dahil meron pa din siyang pagka-herding instinct at saka parang
Yeah.
dog, no? So, hindi
Yeah.
mawawala yan. During travel, paano kayo nagta-travel? Kasi ako, I travel with my dogs as well, going sa north bago magkaroon ng craziness about ECQs and pandemics.
Mhm.
Diba? Paano kayo nagta-travel? What do you prepare? Ano yung ginagawa nyo before traveling to Aurora?
Well, medyo swerte kami, Coach, kasi si Logan is not difficult to travel with. For starters, never siyang nagkaroon ng motion sickness. So, that's one consideration. Number 2, since sanay kami na we leave Manila madaling araw, the travel time going to Aurora is always during actual sleep hours talaga siya. So, he's not very active during the trip. So, pag pauwi naman, since that's during the day, we make sure na medyo pagod siya para yung energy level niya, tulog lang siya sa kotse. So, yun. Ganun lang. But he's easy to travel with. Si Argo yung makulit. Yung JRT, ang bonggang energy level.
Tsaka meron kami secret kay Logan. Si Logan, kapag tinapatan mo ng aircon yung muka, for sure tulog yan. Matutulog na siya.
That's
So,
cool.
so yung pag dati pag solo kami nagta-travel, lagi siya nandun sa middle seat. Kaso lang, pag nandun siya, hindi siya nakakatulog masyado pag on the way back dahil nga either mainit or maliwanag. So, laging kapag pauwi, dun siya sa paa ni Ruth para dun yung, may bugahan kasi na aircon dun sa paa di ba? Kapag nagre-direct ka ng vent.
Yeah. And tip rin for people who travel with their dogs na medyo hiluhin yung dogs nila. We've noticed even with Argo, kasi yung mga JRTs ng kuya ko, sila yung mas na motion sickness. It's more stable sa sahig. So, mas kalma sila if nasa paahan nyo. Kasi hindi sila as gumugulong-gulong. So, on the floor, they're more stable and then i-on nyo yung aircon doon.
In the front.
In the front na seat. So, they're calmer there.
Okay, so doon sa floor, doon sa front na seat, tapos
yung mode ng aircon, lagyan nyo nung buga sa paa.
Okay.
And make sure they're tired before going to the car para like lahat na ng fetch na kaya nyo, run with the dog, etc. So that plastado sila pagdating sa car.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it helps them be calm.
Ayan. So meron tayong natutunan na tip. Okay. Doon sa floor, doon sa passenger side, ayan. Tapos medyo siguro pwede 'yun, no? Kasi maliit si Logan.
Sa kanila Siri, no?
Si Siri nung bata siya, pasok pa siya doon eh. Gusto niya rin yung lugar na yun.
Sakto.
Pero nung medyo papuntang senior na rin, mas gusto niya yung talaga yung
Solo.
Oo, gusto niya solo niya. Kaya nga nag-upgrade kami ng van eh. So, doon na sila, mas gusto nila nandun na sa isang buong bench.
True.
Oo, nag-aaway-aaway na sila doon. Okay. So, meron tayong pag-usapan naman natin ngayon yung sa health at maintenance ni Logan. Pero, bago yan, magkano muna tayo? Break muna tayo. Just a few messages from our friends from Podcast Network Asia. All right, and we are back to the show. You're still listening to the Behind the Human podcast with me, Dog Coach Francis, and we still have our guest on the other line, Logan with with pet parents, Mong and Ruth. Ayan. Nasaan na si Logan? Anong ginagawa
Oo
ni
nga eh.
Logan?
Tulog na ulit coach eh. Logs.
Okay. Ayan, natutulog ulit si Logan. Okay, so
Kaya.
pag-usapan natin yun health and maintenance. Kasi alam natin na isang Welsh Corgi si Logan. Pero ano ba yung mga na-experience niyo na parang kadalasang issues with taking good care of a Corgi like Logan?
Kana.
Mm,
From the start naman, coach, we were aware that corgis as a breed are prone to hip issues kasi nga mahaba tapos mabigat yung katawan for the legs. But yung kay Logan, what we experienced with him, hindi siya necessarily hip issues, pero he has a bone spur, like a bone growth sa kilikili, which means na it can cause pain sometimes when he walks. So, we have to may maintenance na kami for his joints. Kahit na hindi siya joint issue, it, parang addressing the joints makes, parang pain reliever siya for the bone spur. Pero
Ah,
other
okay.
than, so that's why it's also critical for Logan to maintain a certain weight. Eh medyo tumaba to nung quarantine, so nakadiet siya ngayon.
Okay. So, um yun hind legs niya, 'di ba? Parang for the hips and joints. Pina-check
Mm.
niyo ba 'to na
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
may X-ray? So,
yeah.
Yes,
anong
yes.
itsura ng X-ray ni Logan?
Meron dun nakita ko yung bone spur na parang may growth na
Super
maliit
small.
lang naman. Pero basically kaya namin siya pina-x-ray kasi he was limping for siguro 2 days. Tapos nag-worry nga kami baka may pilay siya or what. So pina-x-ray namin siya and then yun nung lumabas yung x-ray, nakita yung bone growth. And then ang ni-recommend na ng vet is meron na nga siyang maintenance drugs. May
Glucosamine.
glucosamine siya.
Mm. And etong mga health issues na 'to, kasi usually sa ano 'to, nakikita 'to sa mga big dogs. Ano
Mm.
sinabi ni vet sa inyo, normal lang ba 'to para sa isang, corgi?
Well, ang understanding namin, coach, is yung bone spur, there's no real cost to it. It's just happens na meron siyang bone growth. Pero, yun nga eh, we were anticipating na later on sa age niya pa na we will start encountering hip issues. We didn't expect that it would be this soon. Pero, yun na nga, it's not necessarily a hip issue. It's just that the bone growth is causing him discomfort. So, we just have to deal with it. I think
Hmm,
what's good naman is it can be maintained and regulated. So,
Basically, dinadrag namin siya.
pero hindi talaga siya pwedeng tumaba.
So yun yung dalawang crucial points doon na meron
Yes.
siyang sort of pain reliever. Tapos, we help him trim down his weight para he can carry himself more.
okay. Alright, so we're talking about weight and yung glucosamine, pero ano ba yung diet ni Logan? Kasi, curious siguro yung mga followers ni Logan. Ano ba
Ay, ako na.
Hmm.
Mostly meat diet siya, coach. So, we follow, before we pre-ECQ, ang nag-supply talaga sa amin ng food we buy is si Barf. I don't know if you've heard of Barf. But Barf, besides being their brand, it's also the diet na parang, if I'm not mistaken, 80% muscle and
correct?
organs. Or sorry, 80% muscle, 10% organ, 10% yung vegetables, etc. So, more or less, we try to follow that, pero we prepare it ourselves na. Kasi medyo nahirapan kami dun sa supply nung nag-ECQ. So, napilitan kaming mag-meal prep. Pero doable naman pala.
Okay. So, para sa mga nakikinig, yun barf, ang ibig sabihin po logically appropriate raw food. So, ibig sabihin na nagbibigay tayo ng raw food dun sa dog natin, pero meron pong percentage kung anong klase ng raw meat ibibigay ninyo. Then you also have to mind kung paano yung storage.
Disclaimer lang, coach.
Mhm.
Since hindi pa kami confident sa aming hygiene, procedures na on our own, it's not 100% raw. We sear it before we freeze it. Pero we follow the percentages of the barf diet.
Right. All right. So yun percentage very important yun. Hindi yung parang bibigyan mo lang ng 1 kilong karne, okay na yan. No? So meron din mga halo ito ng mga ibang vitamins at saka mga ibang vegetables. Okay? So that's very important para kung curious lang kayo. Pero maghahanap tayo ng siguro ilang expert no sa
Yes.
tanong tayo diyan. Pero meron din tayong previous episode from Hoopet Kitchen. Yan. So pwede nyo rin
Tama.
hanapin.
Yeah. I think I watched that.
Okay. All right. So sunod is meron bang aside from glucosamine, meron bang ibang vitamins na kailangan ibigay or ano ba yung Logan?
Nagbibigay din kami, coach, ng fish oil and yung Kokoloko, yung product ng
Fluffy Butt, it's VCO. So basically healthy fats, we add it kasi yung mga baka kulang from the nutrients of the meat diet, we try to supplement that. And then sometimes also we add calcium by adding eggshells, mga ganun.
and actually
egg also.
All right. Ayan, ang dami. Napaka-complicated pala ng diet niya. Ni Logan, ang daming kailangan gawin.
Smarte pa sa tao.
Alright, eto na. So, ang sunod nating tanong is tungkol dun sa Instagram account. Okay? Ito yun kasi ito na talaga yun. Ang dami niyang followers Kailan nagsimula yung paggawa niyo ng Instagram account? Paano nagsimula yun? Paano
actually
nyo
nung
napalaki?
nakuha natin siya,
a few months after siguro nakuha namin si Logan. Honestly, there was no intent to malay ba namin paano we're not social media influencers. So we had no idea about that. So it's largely para we don't flood our own feed with dog posts.
Basically, repository lang din siya ng
para lang
all
meron
things
kaming
Logan.
uploadan ng pictures ni Logan. As in, there was no intention to try to make him famous.
And
So,
I think
ano yun?
kaya lang din pumutok yung Instagram because of a post sa 9gag ba yun?
Maybe, I don't
So
know.
one of those meme websites, I forget kung either 9gag or Reddit. Basta may nag-post doon, may nag-share na isang big account. And then from there, dun nga na-link dun sa account ni Logan yung mga followers.
Ayan. So, titignan natin ngayon ng mga photos niya. Meron pa dito parang naka-backpack. Tapos, karga-karga si Logan na parang cargo.
Hindi na kasi siya pwede, coach, ng sobrang long walk tapos sa sand pa. So going to ang advice pala, coach, related to the bone spur and the joint problem. Parang, of course, he needs exercise. Kaso, hindi rin naman advisable na puro takbo-takbo because it can also be strenuous. So the best talaga is swimming. Wala naman kaming pool dito. I mean, we're in a condo. Hindi rin kami pwede maglatag dito. Kaya rin kami nag-e-effort kahit hassle ngayon mag-travel to go at least once a month para makapag-swimming siya sa dagat.
Ayan. So,
It's
nandun
really for
sa
his,
tinitingnan natin dun sa Instagram profile niya, meron na parang lumalangoy siya dito. Magaling bang
Yes.
lumangoy si Logan?
He's, pretty good swimmer. Yeah. Better than me.
Kaya naman niya dalhin yung sarili niya.
Yeah.
Pero napapagod din after a while. So, pag napagod na siya, makikita mong nagda-drop na yung head niya. So, mas nag-shake na siya ng ulo para hindi pumasok yung
Pero he
water
loves
sa tenga. Pero yun nga, balik siya ng balik sa tubig.
As in, he enjoys it kasi we know that he enjoys it. Kahit na, I think by default, corgis look stressed when they're swimming kasi yung mata nila as in, nanlalaki. But, he goes back to the water on his own. As in, balik ng balik. So, we know he loves it.
Okay. Ayan. So, teka, paano nyo tinuro yun, yung paglangoy ni Logan? Hinayaan nyo lang ba? O
initially, ayaw niya, coach. Initially, dahil ang lagi namin pinupuntahan, yung mas maalon talaga na beaches. Ayaw niya noong una. Kasi parang natatakot siya doon sa splashes of water. Tapos one time, tinry namin siyang dalhin sa yung lake.
Sa Lake Caliraya,
Lake
coach.
Caliraya, oo. Yun, parang doon niya first na nagustuhan talaga yung mag-swimming. Kasi
Yeah.
nga, very gentle yung shore. Kaya parang
Plus, he can,
natuklasan niya na
it's gradual eh. So, he can, on his own, he can walk to the water and then, hindi biglang lalim. Hindi katulad sa dagat minsan. Bigla-bigla, tas may alon pa. It's too stressful, sa totoo lang, for such a small creature, di ba? So, the lake was a good idea. Tas, sobrang na-enjoy na niya.
Ayan,
So,
ganun
we have
pala.
to ease them in.
Meron ba siyang suit na parang life jacket pag lumalangoy siya?
Nung una, coach, meron. Nung una. Dahil medyo, kinakabahan kami na either tangayin siya ng alon, hindi namin siya makuha or lumubog siya or something. So, after 3, hindi na namin nilalagyan kasi lumulutang yung pet nila eh.
Yeah. Plus, he can move more freely eh pag walang vest. Mas mahirap actually pag meron.
Pero initially, advice namin na
Yes.
i-try with the vest.
Alright. So, ganun. Lumalangoy pala talaga ang mga corgi kahit na wala
Apparently, no? Yeah.
Okay. So, ito, balik tayo dun sa Instagram. Ang dami yung adventures na ginagawa with Logan and then yung mga photos. Yung mga photos, sino yung kumukuhan yun sa inyong dalawa? Is it Mong or is it...
Ako, coach, yeah.
Well,
Mostly yung mga mukhang professional photos. Ako yung kumukuha. Pero yung mga videos talaga si Ruth yun. Lahat ng videos almost na nasa account ni Logan, si Ruth.
Kasi sobrang predictable na kasi ni Logan. Before, it was more of, he's doing this. Parang, kanyari, yung ganyan niya. Parang before, it was so new. So, hindi namin alam kung kailan niya gagawin or what. Ngayon, sobrang kilala na namin siya. We know when he will likely flop and when he will likely beg, when he will stretch. Alam namin kung kailan siya probably mag-burp. We know him so well. So, alam na namin kailan magti-take ng video.
yun. Okay.
Yeah.
So, kailangan makilala pala natin talaga ng lubusan niya.
Yeah.
So, isa yun sa mga secrets, no? Para mapipredict mo. Wala naman mga shots na parang pwersado.
Hindi naman. Not really. Ang hirap din pwersahin ng aso.
Minsan pa, pag tinatry namin pwersahin, ayaw niya.
Ayaw niya talaga.
Like, meron siyang sensitivity sa camera. Alam niya kapag bine-video siya,
Yes.
kasi nag-freeze siya. So kailangan talaga
Nakamute dapat yung camera.
Okay.
Camera shy.
Gumagamit din ba kayo? Ano yung ginagamit niyo na pang photo kay Logan? Gumagamit ba kayo ng DSLR? Gumagamit ba kayo ng
May primary video coach cellphone lang talaga. Yung mga mas magagandang quality na photos, may mirrorless na camera.
Okay. Yun ang nakikita kong dala-dala mo na pag
Yes.
Pag sinusundo si Logan.
Para it's small enough to bring, pero okay yung quality.
Ayan. So sa palagay nyo, malaki ba yung kinalaman ng camera ng shots in order for you
Actually,
to have following?
In fair,
No.
Pero napansin ko though na pag maganda yung quality ng photos, ito more of in retrospect na lang not because we're trying to target likes or whatever. Napansin ko lang na pag yung sa Fuji na photos, mas maraming nagla-like.
Pero even before nagkaroon ng Fuji, yung mga photos naman din ni Logan through cellphone.
Maybe, yeah.
So yung content talaga yung nadi-dictate ng
Feeling ko yung kay Logan specifically, it's because he's so funny. Like kami, tawan-tawa pa rin. Ako tawan-tawa pa rin.
Sobrang makikita mo kasi yung personality talaga niya through, kahit sa photos kita mo yung personality. Kaya I think nag-resonate well yun with Instagram viewers.
Okay.
Lalo na yung swipe ka lang, tapos may kita kang...
Pag stressed ka, di ba? Gusto mo lang matawa.
Right. So yun talagang na-highlight doon is yung pinaka-content talaga is yung personality o yung temperament.
Yeah.
Ano yung ginagawa nyo on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Coach, kasi kahit gaano kaganda yung camera namin, kung si Logan tulog lang naman there entire day, wala naman. Diba?
At saka meron adventure talaga, hindi yun, kasi meron akong mga nakikitang mga ibang Instagram na account for their dogs. makikita mo, nakasit from one photo, tignan mo talaga lahat. Nagbabago lang yung background. No? Pwede mo nang edit yung background kasi isa lang talaga yung
Baka kailangan pa nilang ma-discover ang quirks ng kanilang
O
doggy.
baka yun yung personality ng dog. Yung
Mm.
talagang
Malay mo sobrang cute nga naman talaga. Yung iba kasi parang sobrang cute nga naman na they have so many outfits or something. For me, it's cute naman. It's okay. Kanya-kanya lang talaga. Kasi si Logan, hindi naman kami mahilig kasi sa costumes or whatever, and hindi niya kaya magsuot ng glasses. Ayaw niya ng mga ganyan. So, he will never have that market. Pero ako as a viewer sa Instagram, I find those dogs cute naman.
Alright, cool. Meron mga ilang comments dito from Marb Rivera. Sabi niya, what the hell? Kaya pala
kabatch
Sino
ko yan.
yan?
Kabatch ko yan si
Kabatch daw
Marvin,
ni
no?
Mong.
ayan, hello. Kaya pala bumabati siya ng hello mong. Alright. Ito.
Kala ko hater.
Kabatch ko sa UST.
Okay.
Hi, Marvin.
Ayan. Alright. So, ito, tatanong ko na tapat, pero tinatanong na ni Ian Lorenzo. Inunahan na ako ng tanong. Sabi niya, is it hard managing IG account for Logan? Minsan with seed messages na series photos make their day, nakaka-happy daw. But minsan, I don't know, I get messages na sana their dog is like Siri, na na-trained and fluffy. Pag parang di sila happy with their dog, it makes me feel bad. So, what do you think?
Kami din, we receive a lot of those messages about Logan. Parang na it makes their day. Hindi na kami nakaka-reply sa lahat. Pero of course, we love reading that na it makes, kasi kami din naman as pag social media user, we rely a lot on mga cute animal videos to, parang just to relax and all. And in terms of difficulty, kami kasi we don't really do it for the following eh. Parang kung meron lang video, o sige. Pero there's a lot of lull periods din. Minsan nga may nag-message sa amin, is Logan okay? Kasi wala kaming
Walang
post.
content.
Gusto ko mag-reply na may trabaho lang po.
Oo nga,
But
no,
yeah, oo.
hindi naman po ito yung trabaho namin, no? Meron kami
Correct. And in terms of yung parang like what you mentioned na when they say sana yung dog nila parang si Siri or what, I think yung okay naman with Logan is he hasn't always been super behaved. So we receive a lot of messages. Sin madami, kaya di ba coach, binanggit din namin sa'yo, maraming nag-inquire sa amin na interested sa coaching. Because they just want to know kung if it works or whatever. Syempre, it depends dog to dog and person to person also. Pero what I can say is, we're just grateful na you didn't just say na wala nang pag-asa si Logan. Di ba? Parang,
Na-challenge siya.
Oo.
Na-challenge si coach.
Hindi, tsaka kung ano mang progress, it's always good. Whatever that progress means, di ba? It doesn't mean na love na niya yung aso. Pero for us, Logan being obedient and not being so stressed around other dogs, that's enough. Okay na yun. We're okay with that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, meron pa tayong isang question coming from Rafael Oca, and he
Si Bobby.
Logan is mama's boy or daddy's boy?
Ikaw si
I
Mama.
have to say, a daddy's boy.
Sorry. Hoy, depende sa kailangan niya.
Oh, coach. Si Ruth kasi nagbibigay ng
Pagkain
ng
ako,
food.
tsaka cuddles.
Oo. Pero kapag, halimbawa, pag nagpa-plant si Ruth sa balcony, hindi siya sinasamahan. Pero pag ako'y lumalabas, sinasamahan ako ni Logan. Mainly kasi nung nag-work pa si Ruth, ako yung nag-walk talaga kay Logan. So, mas meron kaming bonding time. Kapag, pag walking kasi, malaking bonding time in between dog and owner eh. So, I guess may pinipili din siya, depende nga sa kailangan
Tsaka
niya.
parang mas nag-enjoy si Logan maglaro talaga with Mong. Like ako, ang dami ko nang tinatry ko i-trigger si Logan na makipaglaro sa akin. It's not the same.
Yung laro kasi with Ruth, parang mas bonding time eh. Yung parang cuddling time, ganyan. Pag yung sa akin, sutilan.
Mas playful siya with Mong.
Parang
Mas malambing siya sa akin.
Siguro gusto ni Logan yung wrestling with daddy.
Parang ganun,
Oo,
ganun.
ganun.
Alright. Okay. So, dun sa siguro just to wrap everything, no? Ano ba yung pros and cons of having an Instagram doggy star like Logan? Ano sa palagay nyo?
Um,
Pros, I think just being able to make other people happy
yeah.
with a simple picture. Like some people message us na just send a photo or message from Logan kasi sad yung friend nila
Mm.
or kakagraduate lang ng friend nila for it to even mean anything to someone else we don't know. That's a lot, 'di ba? Parang especially with so much negativity online. I think it's a great deal. Ano bang con mo?
Maybe kung may con, it's na mas sensitive kami in curating yung content ni Logan. Whereas before, post na kami na post na kung
Or
ano-ano.
din, parang paminsan syempre gusto mo ding ma-enjoy lang yung moment. So actually, to make sure na we just also enjoy yung mga laro namin. Kunyari, when we travel, ayaw naman namin nag-video lang buong time. Baka akala ng mga tao, that's all we do. We just take a video for the first few minutes, sa totoo lang. Pag okay na yung, alam na namin kung ano yung shots na gusto, like yung paang, you know na the drill. After nun, tago na yung phone. Tapos nun, you still enjoy your moment.
Right. So I think that's what's important naman talaga is you enjoy the moment with your dog. Hindi like kayo. Baka yung iba, isip nila, I'm gonna get a dog. Tapos gusto ko maging sikat
Correct.
Logan. Doon na sila yung dog that dog or played trying to relieve the moment that you spend with your dog. Okay, pero siguro since we're talking about Logan's Instagram, meron bang basher kahit na isa o dalawa?
Fat shamers lang. Pero, totoo naman, fat siya. So,
Meron, actually, yung
Meron ba?
yung bulk ng mga
Kakaunti
negative
lang.
comments, yung mga, kung,
pag related to fatness, like kunyari,
Hindi.
yung dinadrag siya sa sahig,
uh,
sasabihin it's because your dog's obese. I'm like, tanga, tulog lang. Pero, sige, delete. Super county lang naman. Wala lang magawa.
super selected lang naman.
Kailang. Mataba naman talaga.
Okay. So, ito na, guys. Yun lifestyle ni Logan sa palagay nyo, sakto ba to sa lifestyle na meron kayo?
Actually, nag-adopt siya sa amin, coach.
Pareho.
Nag-adapt siya sa
Parang
amin.
you adjust. Parang I think may minimums na kailangan. Parang when you select a dog, I think you also have to sort of check if tugma kayo, di ba? Pero kapag nandyan na, hindi rin naman yan 100%. You adjust to each other's personalities. Like si Logan, for example, before, nung pareho kaming office work, awang-awa kami na from more or less from 8 to 6 mag-isa si Logan sa condo. So, pero one time, kunyari lang naka-sick leave ako or whatever. So, try mo makipaglaro sa aso kasi, oh my gosh, I'm home. Pero hindi, tulog lang siya. So, basically, nag-adjust yung body clock niya to us. So, sa gabi, hyperactive naman siya. So, in the same manner na kami, adjust sa kanya. Kunyari, ako, medyo sanay kasi ako sa malinis na bahay. Pero, oh my gosh, impossible talaga. It's shedding 24/7. So, you accept that it's never 100% clean. And then, when you travel, it's actually, minsan hassle siya kasi, like, nung wala pa kaming bahay sa Dipakulao, yung family ko, it was a very big consideration na pet-friendly yung hotel. Parang yung mga ganon, either additional gastos or hindi kagandahan yung hotel na welcoming sa mga aso. Yun. So you adjust.
Kailangan talaga ng balance between the need of the human and
the
doggos, right? Okay. Siguro, last few questions before we end the show. For people who wants to have a corgi, okay, what is your advice?
I think just to do more research sa personality at saka sa mga yun nga, yung mga quirks ng dogs. Like for example, ako first consideration na practical the shedding. 24/7 talaga siya. So if you're asthmatic or what, maybe it's not the best idea. Number two, in terms of energy. Yeah, kami, we have, ngayon, kaya na yung 15 to 20 minute walk 2 times a day. Nung puppy pa siya, na mas energetic siya, we would wake up extra early to run with him. Para by the time na nakaalis kami to go to work, his energy is a bit
Bababa na.
subdued na.
Tapos kailangan pa ng more increased playtime like fetching. Before nung mas puppy pa siya, kailangan talagang i-maximize yung time na walang tao sa labas para makapag-fetch kami kasi dun lang talaga siya makakapag-release na energy apart from the walks.
Yeah.
So, and actually yun lang.
And they're not toy dogs basically. So, they're smart. So, you also have to exercise yung mental, nila, di ba? Yung parang about tricks, etc. And ano pa ba? Yun, those are the major things.
Yung number one talaga yung shedding. No? Kasi like
Hindi
pag naka-black ka, pag niyakap mo siya, kailangan mo na ng
Kasi akala ko, fluffy naman yung Shih Tzus, right? I grew up with Shih Tzus. Walang sinabi. Grabe talaga yung sa Corgi.
Right. Okay. So, eto. Final question ko sa inyo. Okay. Ito alam ko na eh. Alam ko na yun sasabihin niyo syempre na sagot. Pero siguro, ang tanong natin dito, the name of the show is The Dog Behind the Human Podcast or The Dog Behind the Human. So, ang tanong natin is, how did Logan, change your life being the dog behind the humans, Mong and Ruth? Ano ba yung nangyari?
Go.
No.
Kami, siguro for both of us, we mentioned, we talked about it kanina, na parang even the simplest things, parang Logan has really brought joy to the simplest activities. Like, kunyari, even just staying home is more fun because Logan is there. You look forward to going home because Logan is there. Traveling, kahit hassle siya, it's a different, kahit walang alon, pag nag-surf trip kami, okay lang kasi it means kung walang alon, ibig sabihin maliit enough yung alon para makaswimming si Logan. Things like that. Like, even in terms of adjusting to each other, kami ni Mong, like, sharing responsibilities. Dami din kasi responsibilities ng of owning a dog. Like, we have to adjust to each other ni Mong, like with walking Logan, with feeding him,
sa
vet, preparing his meals. You become more responsible talaga. So, yeah.
Para siyang, siguro para siyang baby.
Little human being.
Baby.
Of course, ayoko namang i-compare kasi baka yung mga nanay at saka tatay sabihin, that's nothing compared. But I think it's about just the extra responsibility and the joy that a dog brings to your home.
All right. And siguro, before we say bye to everybody on the show, siguro invite nyo muna sila to follow Logan on his Instagram and also promote Fluffy Butt.
Kunin ni Mong si Logan.
Okay. And then maybe promote Fluffy Butt to our listeners.
Sure. Hi everyone. Please follow Logan the Welsh, and also Fluffy Butt PH. Actually, Fluffy Butt PH. So it's a natural pet care line. All the products we have there. Kaya hindi rin sobrang dami ng products doon because those are things we created specific to Logan's needs. So it's things he uses every day in his life. Hi Logan. Tanggalin namin coach sa para marinig ka niya.
Okay. Ayan. Hey, Logan.
Ay, hindi ka narinig. Hello! Teka, hindi na eh. Balik ko na to, coach. Sorry.
Yun yung look niya.
Medyo shook siya. Ginising sa nap.
Okay. There you go. So, you were saying yun sa Fluffy Butt.
Yes.
Ano yung mga products na available sa Fluffy Butt?
So, yung first two products namin were Coco Loco, which is basically, it's organic virgin coconut oil, which we add to Logan's meals. And then we have Shoe Flea, which is, preventive siya ng fleas and ticks. And then we have Gross Buster, which is panglinis ng paws without being
Ah,
drying. And then we have Heaven Scent, which is a room spray, but it can also be used as pabango ng dogs, all around like linen spray, etc. And we have Bomb Squad, which is paw moisturizer. So those are the
there you
products.
go. Tutusin, medyo marami-rami na rin yun, ha?
Ah,
And
dami
lahat
na ba?
yun, ginagamit
Mga,
mismo ni
oh,
Logan the Welsh. There you go.
yes.
Wonderful stuff. Well, I cannot thank you enough, Logan, Mong, and Ruth for being on the show. Sana,
Thank you
ano,
rin, Coach.
more power to you, Logan, and the Bud. Thank you so much again for
Thank you, Coach, for having us.
right. And ako rin, continues trusting Dog Coach Francis at yun nga, medyo natutuwa rin kami pag bumibisita din si
'Pag
Logan sa
na-lift na
school.
coach yung MECQ, balak talaga namin siyang dalahin kasi I think he needs a refresher. Para lang ano,
Alright.
mag-interact ulit with the big dogs.
Right, right, right. All dogs need that din naman.
Yeah.
Sana nga malit na ang MECQ para mas makapag-travel na ulit kayo ni Logan. Makita natin yung
Yes.
mga ibang cute photos ni Logan on Instagram.
Thank
So
you,
again,
coach.
thank you so much, Mong and Ruth. All right, guys. So that was Logan the Welsh with pet parents Mong and Ruth. You have been listening to the Dog Behind the Human podcast, and with me, your host, Dog Coach Francis. Don't forget to follow our social media pages at Instagram and on Facebook. And pati yun dun sa YouTube channel, i-like nyo na rin at mag-subscribe kayo. Maraming salamat po sa sama sa ating ngayong hapon. And till next time, this is Dog Coach Francis. Keep safe and then mali. Keep safe and don't forget to pet your dog. Bye, everyone.